Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk XRP, and we have a couple of headlines I want to get into. First, we have one of the executives behind Ripple making a departure. I want to touch upon that real quickly. But mainly, there's been a lot of chatter within the RWA world between XRP, Chainlink. I want to share why one person out there thinks that the value of XRP is 10 times what Chainlink brings to the table. So let's get down into this conversation. And also, I do want to preface this by saying I'm not a disbeliever, and this is not FUD against Chainlink. Chainlink was probably one of my best crypto trades of 2025. So as we get going through this, keep that in mind, and let's talk some crypto. If you're new to the channel, though, hit that like button. Please subscribe down below, and always remember that none of this is financial advice. Let's get this going, looking at the overall top 100 there in the crypto bubbles, and we'll talk about the market being on a little bit of a green comeback today. Bitcoin's back over 115, trading at 116.6. Ethereum now 4,300, and XRP almost reclaiming $3 as we are up 3% on the day. Okay, so let's hit it. Let's talk some crypto. First, though, if you are not using BITUNIX to trade crypto, that is my trading platform. Okay, spot and leverage traders welcome. And with my link down below in the description, you will get a 25% bonus to your futures account. Great promotion, great exchange interface, all that good stuff. So if you want to trade with me, that link for BITUNIX is down below as well. Okay, just make sure it's right for you and where you're located, and understand terms and conditions. Do all that research, all that good stuff, and make sure it's the best thing for you financially before getting involved. Okay, this is the headline though that I wanted to talk about. We're looking at David Schwartz, the chief CTO or chief technology officer, the CTO of Ripple, announcing his exit after 13 years, and did not really have too much of a price impact within that big move. Maybe a little bit of a selling the news, I guess you would say. But as we looked into that exit role in December of 2025, joining the board, but we will probably still hear and see David Schwartz involved after 13 years with Ripple, but a lot of leadership changes that they are looking at. But as we look into the community reacting, okay, this is where you look into the transition for CTO Emeritus and joining the company's board of director. Okay, so when we talk about this even more, Gardling House goes on to talk about Schwartz as both a technical visionary and how he is a cornerstone of Ripple's culture, saying that the new board seat made him wow the boss, or made him the boss now. Okay, so maybe a little bit of a step down, or maybe just kind of riding off to the sunset into a bigger role, but maybe less work, if you will. Okay, so getting into some of that, that is the headline, but this is what we came here to talk about. An ex-Ripple dev explaining why XRP is 10 times the value of Link. And like I said, guys, I am a big believer of Chainlink, so please do not get this confused. But as we look into Dave Weisberger, okay, this is why XRP trades at more than 10 times the market value of Chainlink's Link, despite the Chainlink high-profile role in the financial world infrastructure. Okay, saying that the will launch a blockchain-based ledger quickly. Two different routes and theories within value capture in crypto. Okay, so that's essentially settling in layer one network versus a utility token powering an Oracle middleware, if you want to call it that. Okay, so this is kind of where he wants to know a direct challenge to the XRP community. Can someone from the XRP Army explain how XRP is worth 10 times more than Chainlink? Okay, Link has a real partnership with Swift and a clear path of revenue to be shared with token holders. Emphasizing that Chainlink and Swift have collaborated across numerous initiatives connecting financial institutions to blockchains. Okay, and this is where you look into the responses and the reasons why. Okay, and Weisberger clarifying, kind of like myself, being clear, I hold both, adding that XRP bulls are delusional in their calls, while conceding such delusion does not preclude the outperformance versus traditional assets. Okay, talking about the volume and adoption argument, and the different problem, different TAM argument. Okay, so kind of contrasting a little bit, but as we look at this from a number perspective, in the last 24 hours, the ledger has processed $4.9 billion in revenue compared to Link, who has only processed $641 million. Okay, absolute market cap is what we look at when we look at rankings, and volume is very empirical and objective when it comes to what we're looking at. Okay, so Weisberger pushes back and gives out another example. What is the value of the ledger to XRP when TRX processes more than 500 times USDT by value and is a fifth of the market cap. Okay, so saying that the raw settlement or messaging volume does not automatically translate into better price performance and or better market cap for a token. Okay, and now this is where I kind of align with this one, as former Ripple engineer Matt Hamilton goes on to say that the trying to compare value of crypto assets is meaningless. Link is a protocol, Ledger is an actual network. Okay, XRP is a native asset to that entire network, and Link is just a token used throughout a protocol. So two different positions within what they bring to the table. And if you look at this kind of being a kind of a different kind of conversation, and I'm a big fan of competition within crypto, but this is kind of where I align myself, right? XRP is not competing with Chainlink. It's solving a different problem, and that's what crypto is all about, right? Solving problems with blockchain, providing real world solutions, okay? But as we look at this a little bit deeper, Ripple has been partnered with Swift for years. This isn't an XRP versus Link. It's XRP is in the heart of the plumbing that moves the actual money, and that's why the market value is at 10 times higher, okay? So very contrasting viewpoints, right? I don't personally view it as XRP is 10 times higher than Link. I think it's exactly what we were looking at lastly. These are two different things that like to solve two different problems, but they just have one kind of similarity in connectors within kind of RWAs, within Swift. And then at the end of the day, I think it kind of doesn't prove anything, right? If XRP remains 10 times the value of Link, if Link would ever get to XRP's market cap right here, right now, and XRP was 10x to what they are doing right now, we'll take that. I'm sure Chainlink holders and XRP holders would take that alike. I don't think this is a very valid comparison. And in a world where crypto is doing exceedingly well and RWAs make it to the forefront of the equation, XRP gets a chip of that Swift banking system volume. I think that both Link and XRP are set up to do very well within the future roadmap of what they're trying to do out here in the space, okay? So that's where I'm at. I like both of these cryptos. I hold both of these cryptos. And like I said earlier, Chainlink, for my money, has been one of the best trades that I've made in 2025 as we were buying Link at $9, $10, and $11. And for all things considered with XRP, trading below $3, and I'll never tell you to buy or sell crypto, but for what they're trying to do and the trajectory that XRP has been on in Q3 of 2025, going up 30%, this is a very bullish time if you can get XRP below $3, in my personal opinion, okay? As always, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. If you have not done so by now, please hit that like button and subscribe down below. Also, if you want to get started trading on BITUNIX, you can find that link down below in the description. But I thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.